So dropping back into a back bend from standing is quite an impressive move and does actually require a bit of flexibility. However, there are certain ways that we can achieve this. So in this video, I'm going to offer you my key ways that helped me work on this pose. Dropping back into a back bend is something that is actually considered a gateway pose, a gateway movement in Ashtanga yoga. So I practice Ashtanga yoga, and it's actually dropping back into a back bend unassisted and also being able to come up again is actually what helps you move on to the Ashtanga Intermediate series. Now, this took me quite a while to be able to actually work on. For me, it was the coming up that took a lot longer. So generally, if you've ever worked on dropping back, or if you're just generally curious about it, it does require a bit of flexibility. It does require kind of strong legs, a strong core, and also a lot of courage. And I will say also the most important thing is to have a very good teacher and a very patient teacher. So I was lucky to have a very good and a very patient teacher who took her time to really help me understand how to get into this pose. So ideally you'll be doing it with a teacher. However, use this video at least as an idea, or if you are working on it with a teacher and you're trying to do some extra work at home, then have a look at the steps that really helped me be able to open up enough and find the courage to be able to drop back by myself. So if you're also interested in how to actually come up then from a back bend to standing, then let me know in the comments below and I'd be more than happy to film a little tutorial on how to do that. Okay, so there's a few things that we can do in order to help work on how to go from standing to dropping back into a back bend. So we're going to do it 3 ways. The first way is we're going to use the yoga blocks. The second way, we're going to use this little table that I've got behind me. You can use any table, basically. This is just the height that I have. And then the third way is using the wall. So let's get started. All right, so with the first way, we bring the yoga blocks to the wall. And what we do is, this is a really nice way to open up our back bend. So if you're still working on back bends, this is a really nice way to help deepen your back bends. So hands on the blocks, and then make sure your feet are quite close to you. And then inhale, hips come up. Exhale here. Inhale, come all the way up. And what we're trying to go towards is bringing the chest towards the wall. So you can walk your feet a bit closer if that feels right for you, and see about bringing your chest to the wall. And what this is going to do is going to really help open up your back bend, and then gently come down. Okay, and so for the second step, what we're going to do is we're going to use the wall. Now, I used the wall quite a lot when I was learning this movement, and also you'll feel a lot safer when working with it. So a basic rule of thumb is come to the wall and then take this is 1 step, 2 steps, 3 steps. Feet hip distance apart. So this is a really nice distance away from the wall. The closer we are to the wall, the easier and, let's say, safer it is. So especially if you're first working with this 3 steps. So what we do now is try not to bend just from the back. That's what we're basically trying to avoid. Try to think that you're trying to go up and slightly back. So from here, you can bring your hands to your chest, bring your heart up, shoulders back, slowly come back. Try to keep your legs straight if that feels comfortable for you. Arms come up to the wall. You can straighten here. And inhale, come up. All right, so if that felt comfortable for you, we can take a little step further away from the wall. And we're going to do the same thing. So try to bring your chest up, shoulders back, come back, always raising the chest up. Head comes back. And find the wall again. Try to push away and inhale, come up. So what we're trying to do is when we're coming up, try to not twist. So this is something also that we tend to do. So we'll push from one hand up. Try to make sure you're going as symmetrical as possible. So start close to the wall and work your way further away from the wall when you feel comfortable. Okay, and now we're going to move on to the third step. So if we were feeling comfortable with the wall, if that felt nice and comfortable, and we're now able to walk further and further down, this is now the third step. So what we do is we take a step away from whatever object we're using. And what we do is, again, it's the same logic. So shoulders back, chest up, hands in front of heart center, and then slowly bring your head back and come back. And now you can bring your arms over. You can push away and come all the way up again. I'm going to do that one more time. It's a bit hard to talk while I'm doing it, so just think that when I find the object, I try to land very lightly and then gently push up. And I'm using my legs to do that. So let's go. All right, so, and if that felt comfortable, if you're now at a stage where you can work on this quite comfortably, then we're ready to start moving away from our little table. So ideally, you will be doing all of these with a teacher. At least use this video as a guide, so at least you have an idea of what you're maybe working towards, but ideally practice this with a teacher. So then there's a few ways that we can drop back with the arms. It's basically the arms are making the bigger difference. So one way is the way I was showing you now, is where we've got our hands in front of heart center, shoulders back, chest up, and then we go back, head comes back, and then find up until where you feel that, okay, I think I can go up until here, and then arms come up overhead. Inhale. Come up. All right, and now the harder version, and this one took me quite a while to be able to do, is if we do it with our arms straight. Now this is the harder version, so again, just keep this in mind. So arms come up overhead. Now this one takes a lot of control. So what we do is we go back, and yeah, so those are some of your options. All right, so this is quite an advanced move. If you're still working on back bends, then check out this video here, and I'd love to hear how you're getting on in the comments. Bye.